the second is the mechanism of that. First of all, I must appreciate that a lot of effort has gone into, and at least we are not just talking about something which is up in the air, something is on the paper, and Brother Ibrahim Elgindy has taken time to conceive the idea, not only to conceive but also to put it on the paper in some kind of form, and it could be discussed. There are a number of things that we have keep in mind. Of course, this meeting it looks like to me, or as my personal opinion, that the concept has been floating around for a number of years. For the last 20 or more than 20 years, I have been hearing about it. One or two efforts were made that there should be an umbrella organization, but we did not succeed. And time has come that there should be a positive step taken in this direction. So I assume that this concept is not new, but the concept has the urgency at this moment, and we have to debate on that. The first step after the dinner should be, is this concept acceptable? That means having an umbrella organization. And if there is a need, then we should move in that direction. And the second is, what type of mechanism? The framework of the mechanism has been given over here, and we have to either tear it apart or modify it or totally eliminate with something. So my vote is that we should think very positively rather than negatively, because as I agree with Brother Amin's comment that these things, they can be taken at the same time, they can be done simultaneously. If we do not have the organization, we do not have the mechanism or the vehicle to do some of the things that we want to do. After all, there should be a platform. Going back to 25 years when we started the MCC, and I was very actively involved, Brother Abdul Hamid Dogar was with us and many others, but at that time this question was raised. Should we have a place where we can meet and thrash out our ideas, what we want to do, or should we just think about having those type of small meetings, groups without any kind of platform? And the majority of them voted that there should be a place where we could meet, even if we disagree. And that, alhamdulillah, taken the concrete form. As a result of that, we have now more than 30 centers. And we should not be negative about them. They have achieved some goals. So I am subscribing to this idea with a very positive note that we should very positively think about it. The question of mechanism is that it is coming from the person who has done a lot of work, but we can always modify it, and I would like to subscribe to it. Thank you.
Thank you. One last one? One last one?
We are talking about spending money here, and we looked into free resources we have at our hand, such as the media exposure which we can have free, like Dr. Yaqub Patel attested that we had a program called Sunday Chronicles, where we discussed about the war situation. And on other issues, there was another program called Cabbages and Kings. Dr. Musa Khutub of Islamic Information Center, he discussed Islam and we discussed the Islamic values, and it went into about 40,000 homes in Chicago land. These are the free resources we have, we are not exploiting it. By federal law, they have to give us a free time to express our views on non-Islamic thinkings and thoughts and education, educating the general public and non-Muslim public. And also, Cook County endowment has millions of dollars in it, and those dollars are ours. It's not Christian money or Jewish money or Hindu money. Some of the money is going into that endowment, belongs to us. And if we say, look, we got a center here, we need money for this, perhaps they will give us if we are going to go and ask for them. Have we looked into that kind of avenue so that we can have some kind of revenue?
The answer to your question, I don't think so.
Why not?
But maybe one of brothers who work with the media, he can probably answer one of those questions. Brother Saad or Abdul Ghafoor? The question is, have we tapped those resources which could be available to us free? The question is, you have the right to demand a certain amount of time and space in the public media. and in a public fund, have we been able to tap it?
As far as I know, in the public media, you got some what they call community service. And this is flashes, they are limited. That's as far as I know. I think Horizon, Islamic Horizon would talk about that. Ibrahim. The second thing about the funds, I don't know if it goes to religious centers. I'm not quite sure about that.
It does. They provide land, money. That's what it is called, a religious endowment. And their question comes, when it comes to, I put a question to one authority, and they said, well, that money goes into a fund which earns riba, which is called usury, and it's haram. But then again, that money, what we have put, is ours. And also, cable network, they have also, I have been in contact with one person called Jill Fry. And if you write to her, this is on the north side of the Chicago cable, that's Cablevision. They will train you to how to approach, how to talk to the people on your, if you want to have a religious view. They will put it across for you, because by law, they have to give you access to a certain amount of time. We have not tapped these resources, and we are thinking of spending millions of dollars, which is free for us to take.
I think it's not hard to find out.
No, Jill Fry is the name. If somebody wants to, who lives in the north side of Chicago, that's in suburb, Jill Fry is the name, and talk to her.
Well, I think this is one item probably can be tapped when a group such as the Congress take a major project to tap all these resources. I'm sure there are a lot of sources for funds, for time in the media, as you say. The public education even, they have a lot of programs to help local community and smaller communities. But we don't have the know-how, we don't know enough about the laws to tap these. So we need to unite our efforts, because each one small organization will have a lot of difficulty to research the subject and work on it. But as this proposal coming through here, we see this is one of the advantage. If you have people who have the knowledge of the law, the local law, whether financial or educational, institutional, then those can be tapped and the benefit will be disseminated to all the communities. So this is one advantage. Brother Abdurrahman have a comment about this. I see him shaking his head. Abdurrahman Khan, he is the chairman of Muslim League of Voters. He has established this league for several years, and he's trying to bring the Muslim into public action.
When I was nodding my head, I was agreeing with you that this organization is needed for all these projects. Since you asked me to say something, I'll make use of this opportunity. Dr. Khaisaruddin would remember that we tried to bring the Cook County commissioners and presidents to MCC, and after that we had developed very good relations with them, so much so that one of the commissioners, she herself had offered to me that she will give me the file and the proposals that the Jewish organizations are presenting to the Cook County. She told me, not my own initiative, she herself, knowing that our community could need such a thing, she said, I'll give you the file, make copies of it, and see how they bring the proposal. You work the same way, you bring your proposal. But somehow, again, it comes to the unity we're talking about. People were not in the mood. People were not in the mood to see that some organization come up like this and do these kind of things. Every center wanted to do their own way. So, one person, how many people he can fight? So that's what happened. I thought I should bring it to all of you that this is what is needed. The organization that Brother Gildy is talking about, that's what is needed. All the heads, forgetting about the egos of the presidents and the chairmen and all the titles, let us think of the community first. So that's what I want to say.
Yes. I'd like to start by thank you, to express my appreciation to Ibrahim, what he done here by calling everybody, certainly a monumental effort. So, Ibrahim, thank you. And in reflecting on what the brother said, yes, indeed, the media offers great deal for exposure. There is a book, for example, published and distributed by a group called the Chicago Publicity Club. If you buy the book is for $100. If you buy the book, it gives you a complete and comprehensive listing for all the various talk shows program, panel discussion program. You spoke of Cabbage and Kings. That's one of them. You will find it listed. And dozens others. On television, on radio, also gives you great detail of who is responsible in reference to what in the news media in print, such as the Tribune, the Sun-Time, or for the matter, the Associated Press, or even Agence France for international exposure, United Press International, and what have you. As I'm on it, I'd like to mention, I did pass some of these flyers. There's some more of them. If you'd be kind enough and pass the rest to that direction, I would really appreciate it. This coming Tuesday, Cable Access Corporation on Channel 21 at 9 o'clock in the evening, they have recorded an hour-and-a-half discussion on the Gulf crisis. And you can see it this coming Tuesday at 9 o'clock on Channel 21. Now, for those that, Channel 21, that's cable access in Chicago. If you do reside in any one of the suburban communities, then you must call the number that I listed. I listed the number, 738-1400, and make an inquiry in your respective suburban community, which channel carries Cable Access Corporation. Now, in the city of Chicago, Cable Access Corporation gives literally free access. You can go, such as once a month, have your own program under your total control, be it the cameraman, the editor editing the cable, totally under your own control. And they are obligated to air it within the city of Chicago. Suburban communities also have access to Cable Access Corporation, but that is up to each individual community. So if you specifically ask the representative that has the jurisdiction for that particular community, be it Evanston or Oak Brook, they are likely to air it. They are likely to air it. It is an incredible resource that to ignore using it, in my views, is such a guilt, is totally uncalled for. The message can be political, the message can be religious, the message can be whatever you want. You have total control over it.
Is that a private channel you're talking about, or a public?
Well, Cable Access Corporation is a government entity, is funded by the, Uncle Sam is funded by the federal government. And it is up to community organizations to take advantage of it. You go to them and you apply, and they will give a cameraman, for example, some camera training. And once you are certified by them that you took their camera training program or their video editing course or whatever the program is, then you can use their studio. You use their studio, you use their equipment, you use the facility.
I think those are, nice, great details. We will probably utilize those details when we get to that point. Brother Saad.
Brother Sharif is talking about Chicago Cable TV in Chicago.
Yeah. Which is what, Channel 20?
Channel 21.
21.
But I don't believe they give any time in any regular channels. This is also for my brother here.
No.
It is cable. It is cable.
No.
It's
Okay.
not.
Okay, that's the answer.
I never would say this usually,
No.
but I see that we are not addressing any particular subject, like it's an open
No.
forum for everybody to say anything about anything you want. This is
No. We will, inshallah, we will direct it back to the proposed handout, and as Dr. Fakhri said that first, I was waiting to dinner, and there was like a little goof up with the dinner. I thought we will have an intermission for 45 minutes, and we have the dinner, enjoy it, and then come back to the discussion. But just our few comments outside, maybe the subject will allow few, as long as we're waiting for the good soup. A kosher halal soup. Naam, ya akhi. Brother.
Let's have our own hotel.
Yes, I have a point.
Let's try to make it brief, so brothers have general comment, and then we come back to the main subject.
I want to get back to the main subject. And what I hear Dr. Jundi saying is the possibility of a centralized organization vis-a-vis the decentralization.
Taking what Dr. Hamuda says a bit forward and what Dr. Fakhri says, the concept is very important, because what we really need right now, because with whatever is happening in the world around, it's the reason for me to be here is because, as Dr. Shahid says, I'm here to find out what's going on. We need a concept, we need a mechanism, not the organization. What we need out of this gentlemen, who are all qualified people who have got 20 years of service here, to sit down and create a mastermind group which can address all the needs and come out with a plan, not a plan of just talking about it, but something like a engineering plan kind of a stuff which produces a per chart of various activities which can be performed. So we convert our concept into action. Dr. Jundi refers to, most of the time, to leadership. If you recollect General Schwarzkopf's speech last time on the lessons learned, there are three basic things which are pointed out. The causes of not being able to achieve certain things, and which is, I'd like you to review in that. One is the cause. If there is a cause, we'll all unite. We got to have a cause. I support entirely Dr. Hamuda says, we got to have a belief, a living proof of our belief of action. Then we need to have a professionalism in doing that. We are highly professional, qualified people. Why do we discuss? Let's put something into action and do it. And then come back to the part of the leadership. Gentlemen, leadership is that training, is a system which builds people. And I would appreciate if you all could address these needs right now, because that's what we need at the present. My suggestion is to get back to the tracks and let's talk about the concept and mechanism.
Well, again, we're waiting for the soup. Is the theme of unity, is it attractive to everybody in this hall tonight?
Absolutely, I
If it is,
support it.
yes, can we raise hand? Let's see. I mean, if everybody is in favor of forming a united front or a Congress, or at least the main idea,
United, whatever it is.
United, whatever
it is.
Okay. I see only a few hands down. Okay. All right. Now it's unanimous.
Could I comment?
Yes, please.
I don't think anyone can disagree when the question is asked, are you in favor of unity? Of course, everybody is in favor of unity. Now, the question is going to be, is it achievable? And if it's not achievable within a certain time frame, what is the next step? In other words, should we shoot for something that we can achieve? Now, do we actually want total unity? In other words, everyone must agree on everything in order to go on? And I suppose, when you talk about centralization, decentralization, maybe centralization comes in two forms. We can have centralization with authority at the top that is created, or we can have a coordination. And let me speak a moment without taking much of your time, and then later on we can talk a little bit more about it.